Quilters Guild Museum Collection is a fascinating educational and historical resource containing over 900 examples of patchwork, quilting and appliqué from the last 3 centuries. The collection aims to represent the wide variety of styles and types of pieces made by women and men from all classes of society. This short video takes a look at some of those items and explores a few simple questions about quilts, their history and who made them in the past. A quilt is made up of 3 layers, a top layer, a bottom layer and a warm central layer. Quilting stitches go through all 3 layers to hold them together and anchor the wadding in place. The design of these stitches can be simple, such as repeated squares or clamshells, or very complicated, with lots of different motifs arranged in set frames, as was usual in traditional Welsh quilting, or in a more free-flowing design, which was traditional to quilts from the North Country. Not all items are quilts. Some are missing the central layer, but still have a front and back. These are known as coverlets, though they can still have quilting stitches holding them together. The top layer can be made from patchwork, which is smaller pieces of fabric cut to different shapes and joined together to make a new piece of cloth. There are many different patchwork designs, some simple and some very complex, and all can be made in different ways. If the top is not pieced but made from whole pieces of the same fabric, it is known as a whole cloth quilt. Both women and men of all different classes have made patchwork and quilts at different times in the past. Working class women made items for themselves and for their families, which were often both beautiful and practical, to provide comfort and warmth in the home. More fashionable ladies from higher levels of society had more time and more expensive materials to make their items. Their patchwork and appliqué covers were more about displaying the wealth and access to fabrics, as well as showing off their beautiful and decorative needlework skills. In the 18th century, quilting was a professional activity, and whilst fashionable ladies did patchwork, they would have made tops and coverlets rather than quilts. Professional quilting workshops would produce waistcoat fronts, stomachers, and quilted petticoats, which were fashionable for informal day wear. In the 19th century, patchwork and quilting could both be done at home for the maker herself or as a professional pursuit to earn money to supplement the family income. And it wasn't just women that made quilts. Some men also made patchwork and quilts, either professionally or for their own domestic use. Tailors used scraps and offcuts from their day job to create interesting patchwork pieces. Soldiers had sewing skills to create complex geometric designs, and some men did it to pass the time and be creative, the same as women. Patchwork and quilts were made for a whole range of different reasons, and many of those reasons would be the same today. As well as those made to make money, they were made to keep warm, as gifts for friends and family to celebrate birth and marriage, to commemorate community events, or as a creative and enjoyable outlet. Fabrics would be sourced from a variety of different places, again a bit like quilters today. Many fabrics were recycled from previous uses as household textiles or old dresses and swapped between friends and family. Remnants from home dressmaking were added to the scrap bag to be used for patchwork. End of rolls and factory fence could be purchased at a reasonable cost, and both large lengths and small pieces of fabric could be bought from drapers and haberdashers, which gave makers a lot of variety in the styles and prints of fabrics available to them. Sample books and bundles of last season's fabrics were also useful for patchwork. Patchwork made from samples often has the same design prints in several different colourways, and shows the variety of prints available to customers in the past. We hope you've enjoyed learning a bit more about our collection, and that we've inspired you to find out more.